Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we can see that the market is pulling back, which is exactly what I predicted in my last video. This is due to the recent run-up, and like I said, I expected a lot of the cryptos that got some of the bigger moves to actually get some of the bigger pullbacks, and that's exactly what's happening with cryptos like Ripple, which is down about 12% here over the past 24 hours. A lot of other cryptos down about 5%. And overall, I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I think that this is completely normal, and that's why I was expecting this to happen, is because when you get these big moves, you need to get these pullbacks to balance things out, and there's actually a certain opportunity that presents itself when this happens, right? So that's what I'm looking at now, and we're going to talk about this in more detail during our technical analysis. But overall, this doesn't concern me, and I'm personally looking at it as an opportunity to get back in at a cheaper price to then, ride the next spike higher, basically. And keep in mind, that's just my personal opinion, and this is not financial advice. Now, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Link to that in the description of this video. And with that being said, we're going to jump over to our technical analysis now. So for Bitcoin, we can see that we're still in this range between $6,519 and $6,800. Overall, how much lower do I think we'll go? To be honest, I do think we have an opportunity to bounce at $6,519 and not really drop lower. But it does look like, due to the fact that this middle band is actually pointing lower, I think that we could also see a retest of our uptrend line right here. So that would be a little bit closer to $6,180. And that would, be pretty much as low as I think we'd go here on this drop. Unless there's some kind of major disaster or anything, but that seems pretty unlikely right now. So that's about as low as I think we'd go, is just a bounce off our uptrend line and then just a steady increase from there on out. So that's what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin. Overall, not looking too bad, but we definitely could see a bit of a slowdown here with this pullback and maybe a little bit of consolidation as well, because our Bollinger Bands are becoming very tight, which usually means that the price range is going to become tighter as well. So that usually leads to some consolidation. Once again, not a bad thing in this situation, I think. Let's take a look at Ethereum now. Ethereum is at $220 almost. That is a support level, so we could get a bounce there. Also kind of where the middle band is at. So actually a pretty similar setup to Bitcoin in a way. Here, I think that we'd probably drop down to $180 at the very most. Even that, I'm not really sure that we're even going to drop that low, but even if that happened, once again, not that big of a deal, right? As long as we wouldn't move below that, we're still in a situation where we'll be able to hold up. If we did move below $180, however, we would likely go down to $136 next. So that is always a possibility. We can't take anything for granted in this market. Definitely important to keep in mind. Let's go over to Litecoin now, see what's going on. Litecoin is pulling back as well. Looks to be heading at $53, and it should be able to get some nice support there. We already have a bit of a base in that area. Our lower Bollinger Band is coming back up, and we have nice support on the indicators here due to our uptrend lines. So overall, I think that Litecoin will be able to stay above $53, and that's really what we want to see happen, right? At worst, we'd probably go down to $46 here in the short term, but I think that it's best if we avoid that, because right now there's no reason why we should fall below $53. It seems that that is more than enough support right now. Let's go ahead, take a look at Nano and see what's going on. So Nano is coming up on its uptrend line, should be able to get some kind of bounce there. As for the indicators, definitely a little bit on the weaker side. We didn't get any true bullish crossovers, so that could mean that we might just see some consolidation between 2,700 satoshis, 27,000 satoshis, and 36,000 satoshis. So that's something that I do think is possible, and that would probably mean losing our uptrend line support, which isn't ideal, but not the end of the world here. So that is a possibility. If not, probably going to get a bounce off the uptrend line and move higher from there. But I do have a bit of a feeling that we're going to get some consolidation here. Let's take a look at Ripple now, and then we're going to take a look at Neo. So as for Ripple, a lot of hype surrounding Ripple. Got a massive move all the way up to 80 cents, actually very impressive. But we started to see our peak here, and as I've mentioned many times in the past, when we exit the Bollinger Band range, we pretty much always have to come back into that range, right? It's just a matter of time, and it usually happens sooner rather than later. This is spot on with my prediction, and we now lost our 56-cent support. We're heading straight back down to 41 cents, it's looking like, and it could even be that we test 36 cents. This really depends on how much support we'll have and how strong we'll bounce. But I personally would like it to go back down to 36 cents. I think that's an interesting entry level, and that's also where the middle band is at, so that's even stronger support. And that would also close the gap of the breakout, so that we don't have to come and test that area back again in the future. So I think that it would be good to just clear everything up and retest 36 cents. That way we'll truly be ready to move higher. If we have enough support, we may only have to drop down to 41 cents. But either way here, definitely expect a little bit more downside, and probably maybe some consolidation just for a bit, to put in a base after that. Let's go ahead, take a look at Neo, see what's going on. Moving over to the, need to go over to the Bittrex chart here. And not able to get my charts right today, sorry about that. Neo is kind of just flat actually, so not that bad, not doing great either. Flat on the indicators, not that much going on. Looks like we're going to be very range bound here, right around $17 to $18, and I think that's going to continue for the time being. So not that much to say there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Stellar Lumens. Stellar has been an interesting one. Definitely did pretty good, and actually I didn't even notice this, but it got a pretty big move yesterday. Was able to exit our downtrend line, which is very significant. Looks good on the indicators here. Very nice gradual run up, and of course, after a big move like this, it's very likely to get those pullbacks, like we already talked about. But what I like here with Stellar is the fact that we actually managed to exit this this symmetrical triangle formation now. It's not impossible that we re-enter it, but if we're able to remain out of this symmetrical triangle formation and above 3,750 satoshis, basically, that sets us up nicely for start to move back towards the all-time highs, maybe faster than a lot of other altcoins out there. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be, next up is going to be EOS, and take a look at what's happening. So EOS right now still in the symmetrical triangle formation. I'd really wanted to stay in the symmetrical triangle formation to continue to steadily move up to the end of that, which is at 9,100 satoshis, to then get some kind of breakout. With that being said, we do have a bit of a drop off in volume, and that is possible that we lose our uptrend line support and maybe just consolidate right above 8,000 satoshis as we reach the end of the next formation, or maybe we'll even drop down back to 7,000 satoshis. Those would be much slower, a little bit more bearish consolidation options. So hopefully we'll be able to get nice support on the subtrend line and avoid any type of slowdown. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Lisk. See what's going on. Lisk, definitely an interesting one here. Very flat, actually holding up pretty well. So somewhat like Neo, I think it's a little bit more of a healthy price action here. Bollinger Band's extremely tight. Price right below $3.51. Any move above that would probably spark a bit of a bull move, and the indicators are very flat right now. So I expect the consolidation to continue. Overall, it's building up a really nice base here, and hopefully it'll be able to use that to then move higher, and to use that as just grounds to get that move going, basically. Let's go ahead, take a look at Cardano now, see what's going on. Cardano did manage to get back above 1,250 satoshis, which is good right now. Still kind of struggling around that area, so we'll see what happens. Probably going to bounce right around that area for a little bit longer here, for at least a few more days. I want to avoid us trying to go back down to 1,000 satoshis. It's not the end of the world if we do. We just really don't want to move below 1,000 satoshis is the thing. So we'll see how that plays out. We have a lot of resistance from our uptrend line, from our upper Bollinger Band. So that is something that could put some pressure towards the downside on the price. And overall, what really matters here, I'd say, is we want to stay above 1,000 satoshis here for Cardano. That's very important. Let's go ahead and take a look at our last crypto of the daily crypto update, Iota. Iota is now at 55 cents. Very much in a tight Bollinger Band range. A lot of selling volume here. I think that, maybe we'll move a little bit lower down to 46 cents. If the market is going to get yet another big drop, then we could go down to 33 cents. But for now, I think that we should have enough support at 46 cents, unless we get, another big market drop, which is always possible. It just seems like, we put in enough stability to hopefully avoid that, but you never know in this type of marketplace, so we do have to keep that possibility open. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.